I've long admired Gerard FitzGerald, the man and the coach. 6 grand finals and now 300 games. It's been an outstanding and inspiring football journey.
If there was any doubt about him being Coach of the Year, there's no doubt now.
Fitzy, you've coached for 30 years since the days in the countryside and through the VFL. 300 games, remarkable achievement. So you went to Sea Lake, you coached them to a premiership. So already in those early days, in '82, you've got the taste of flags.
Yeah. When I went to Sea Lake, quite a few of the players I coached were a fair bit older than me, you know, and they more or less said, well, we do it this way, and I had to then start thinking, well, maybe there's a better way. But I think those early days of my coaching and going into those country towns and environments, and they were terrific, very supportive of me. But I think it taught you about the importance of being able to relate to people and to relate to a diverse group of people, Phil, and just accept that there are other views and tolerate differences in opinion and differences in people. And also it taught me about the importance of the connectivity and the importance of relationships, I think, from a very early day.
You came home, in a sense, to North Ballarat, a legendary club, you know, more than 100 years old, and so began an important part of your coaching career. North
Ballarat were enormously supportive of. North Ballarat took a great risk in appointing an unknown from country Victoria, because prior to me there had been Alan Izard, who'd coached the club really well, and Jim Buckley, etc. So they'd had a bit of a history of being trendsetters in getting high-profile named AFL background coaches, and my AFL background was too minuscule and too long ago. So I was given support by the club. In fact, in my early days there, we were really battling, and I can remember my first home game there. At half-time, we were only about a point or two, and Andy Collins' Sandringham team in 1997, as I recall, were an enormous outfit, and Andy was a really good coach, and they just blew my blokes away. And I remember the president meeting me after 4 games and saying, yeah, we're battling a bit, aren't we, Fitzy? And I said, yeah, we are. And he said, thought we'd be going a bit better than we are. And I thought, yeah. And I thought then I might have been in strife as a coach. But then Alan Abrams, as his name was then, said, well, we're here to support you, mate, and we're going to make this work. How can we help you? And I thought, I think that helped start a great relationship between myself and the footy club. Sure. But then I thought we'd made significant progress for a country-based team to then in 1998 be in a preliminary final, which we lost by 2 or 3 points, and then actually playing grand finals in 1999-2000. I thought it was a really good effort, but I learned resilience from that. Sure. Yes, you'll get setbacks, just get back up again and keep at it, because it's just, that's life.
2008 arrives, you face the great Gary Ayres, and you sweep away the bad memories with a beautiful grand final victory.
Yeah, and I'll still recall a moment when I came down to the ground, because I was even unsure, look, should this be the way? Because I've always felt you should win with modesty and lose with honour. And I teach my boys about that all the time. I wasn't even quite sure how to handle it myself, because I'd had some really severe setbacks as a football coach in grand finals prior to that, and it's a horrible feeling, as you know, when people have coached in grand finals. So to break through and win was a wonderful moment, but it was equally as a wonderful moment for the people who believed in our model, Phil, that a country-based football team with a partial alignment with an AFL team could break through and win the premiership. It was a very, very special moment.
You were a lovely mixture of data and passion and emotion. A great coach.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you saying that, because I still felt that there were coaches who I coached against and who I had coached against prior to that and who I coached against this day who still have a better feel for the game than I do, perhaps are a better passionate and more instinctive type coaches, and sometimes I'm criticised for that, but I think it also is a reminder that you need to coach as you are as a person. Yes, there's sometimes when I get a bit of a feel for things, and that's a coaching moment, as you know. I would like to have it verified and ratified by data, but every now and again you just need to get a feel for things, and away you go.
And there's no doubt the impact you had on players.
I have a deep care about my boys on and off the field, and I want to see them in my environment. I want to see them play really well, but also I want to see them equally just be good people.
I reckon though you're a wolf in sheep's clothing. You present as this gentlemanly character from the countryside, but you've got a deep and burning desire to win. You breed competitive teams that play real systematic football. How do you do that?
Through teaching, you could say, okay, I want my players to go really fiercely. I want them to be passionate and drive to the line and do all those sorts of things. But that's an outcome, and we'll just come back to process. What's that look like? You know, how do we teach them to tackle hard and to keep their head over the ball and persist and use the ball well? Well, it'll still come back to how well you teach them, Phil. And a strong element to my coaching will be to educate my players. You know, you want them to play a certain way. Well, how are you going to make that happen? How are you going to teach each one of them to be the player that you think they can be?
Ask any of your adversaries, including the great Gary Ayres, and they'll say you're a master coach who could easily coach the Melbourne Football Club right now. Will you be disappointed if you never coach at AFL level?
No, I think sometimes you can really understand where you belong, and sometimes that's one of life's great challenges, to say, well, hang on, where do you really belong? Coaching North Ballarat challenges me enormously, Phil. Trying to grow the game in a city which I have a high regard for. To chance to coach an AFL came your way, of course you would love to do that. You'd like to think people felt that you could do it. But I'm happy with where things are going. I'm really excited about where things could end up as well. I want to be a better coach, Phil, at the end of 2015 than I am now. I want to be a better manager of people in 2 years' time. I want to form even greater relationships than I've got now. So, and I want my footy club to be better in 2 years' time. I want to be a part of that sense that we're all going somewhere.
It's been a remarkable career, and everything you've got out of football you've deserved. We wish you well with everything that comes your way. Everything you get, you deserve. Congratulations, Fitzy.